At the end of the Cretaceous, the skies over North America were not empty. Above rivers, forests, and open plains, one of the largest flying animals in Earth's history lived its final chapter. This was not the world of humans, grasslands, or familiar birds. It was a warmer ancient landscape, shaped by rivers, floodplains, forests, and the slow movement of animals now lost to time. At first, it may not have looked like a flying animal at all. From a distance, the shape on the plain would have seemed impossibly tall, standing above the ground on long limbs. This was Quetzalcoatlus, not a dinosaur, but a pterosaur, a flying reptile from a separate branch of ancient life. Its body was light, its bones hollow, and its wings were built from skin, muscle, and a greatly lengthened finger. On the ground, it would have been extraordinary. Some estimates give the largest species a wingspan comparable to a small aircraft. Standing upright, it may have reached a height similar to a giraffe. Its skull was long and narrow. The beak had no teeth. This was not the face of a tearing predator. It was the tool of an animal that may have picked up small prey, carrion, or other food from the ground. For many years, people imagined giant pterosaurs, mostly as gliders above the sea. But Quetzalcoatlus may have spent much of its life walking, searching the land like a giant stork or ground hornbill. The landscape around it offered many possibilities. Small animals, invertebrates, eggs, dead remains, and food along the water's edge may all have mattered. Its world did not need a dramatic hunt to be alive. Its size alone would have changed the space around it. Smaller animals may have watched it carefully, not because it was a monster, but because a creature this large could not pass unnoticed. The wings were unlike the wings of birds. A pterosaur wing was supported mainly by one enormous finger, with a membrane stretching along the body and limbs. It was a different solution to the problem of flight. How such a giant left the ground has been debated. It could not simply flap like a small bird. Its launch may have depended on powerful limbs, a sudden vault, and a body built to become airborne in a very different way. Once in the air, the animal would have transformed. The folded walker became a vast shape against the sky, riding currents above rivers and woodland, its shadow passing briefly over the ground below. Flight gave it distance. It could cross landscapes that other animals had to walk through slowly. But even here, we should be careful. The exact way it flew, how often and how far, remains part of the mystery. Quetzalcoatlus is known from fossils, but not from a perfect body preserved in stone. Much of its life must be reconstructed from bones, comparisons, and the anatomy of related pterosaurs. The bones tell us something important. They were light, hollow, and reinforced inside. This made the animal strong without making it impossibly heavy, a delicate balance for a creature of such scale. Its home was not only open sky. In the rocks of Texas, scientists find evidence of river channels, floodplains, wooded areas, and ancient wetlands. Quetzalcoatlus lived within a real landscape, not a blank prehistoric stage. It shared that world with dinosaurs. Great sauropods moved across parts of the same region. Other animals lived in the water, in the trees, and in the mud. Quetzalcoatlus was one presence among many. Yet this world was near its end. Quetzalcoatlus lived in the last part of the Cretaceous, close to the boundary where so many ancient lineages would disappear from the Earth. We should not turn that ending into a single image of catastrophe. Extinction was real, but the lives before it were also real. Animals still walked, fed, rested, and moved beneath the same sky. What remains today is fragmentary, a wing bone, a neck vertebra, a shape inferred from stone. From those pieces, we try to understand an animal that once made the sky feel much larger. Quetzalcoatlus was not a dragon and not a bird. It was something else entirely, a giant pterosaur from a world where evolution had found another way into the air. To imagine Quetzalcoatlus is to look up at the last skies of the Cretaceous and remember that flight itself has had many forms. Some of them vanished, leaving only bones, shadows, and questions.